welcome to the Diagon Podcast, a tabletop role-playing game podcast. I'm your Game Master, Josiah. With me, as always, is our player,
William.
And last we left our deeply heroic character. He was nerding out about windmills and soothing the ego of someone who just likes making money.
You don't become a good knight without having a passion of your own outside of your normal job. And you certainly don't become someone important within the hierarchy of the governments without knowing how to kiss ass or how to make people feel bigger than they are.
Two most essential skills for a knight are both ass-based, kissing and kicking.
That should be a shirt. Sell it at Ren fairs.
Alright. So, you were headed to Rory's farm. You don't know specifically which one it is, but you've heard that's failing. You know which direction it is. It's not an exceptionally large area, so you head that direction. These are just dirt paths. I don't know if I ever said that, but just for reference, it's not cobblestone anywhere out here.
Even in the town square area?
Right, it's all just dirt.
Okay, so as we're heading our way over there, I look over at Palmer and I start telling him about how the milling system works and what's the best way to optimize the water flow and all these other stuff. And how's Palmer feeling about that?
Why don't you make your luck check and then make your empathy check?
All right, so starting with luck, poor luck, -3. So horrible luck. And the next roll, empathy, is fair. Not as bad, -1, so that puts me at mediocre.
So you didn't do very good at anything.
No. I'm excited to see what Palmer thinks now. Speaking of kissing ass.
Yeah, I was going to say. With an empathy check like that. So you're going on about water mills, and he's nodding along, and you're just thinking, I really got lucky with a squire that really gets it.
He understands. And that's what we're going to believe, that how this is going.
Yeah, that's that's what you rolled belief for.
In my heart of cards, I think that I'm making a positive relationship with this man.
My kingdom has no pathetic mills, Kaiba.
It's time to duel.
Uh,
So, I think everything is Gucci. I think we're having a good time talking about mills. And we keep on walking towards Rory's farm.
Yeah, so as you get out, you can definitely tell the difference in how well the farms are doing out here, just from, you'd presume, largely from soil quality, but some are doing better than others, so there's probably some skill to it as well. It doesn't take you very long to figure out which one is easily doing the worst. It's an area where there's still large sections that nothing's growing in, and the house there is a lot more run down. It's just generally in a much worse state than any of the surrounding farms.
And about how big would these farms be? Like a Walmart parking lot, or?
I'd say that's probably about right for these ones on the east. The ones to the north were much larger, presumably because they're more productive. It's easier for them to then have the capital to expand, essentially. Whereas these ones aren't doing very well, so it's hard for them to push out further.
Okay, so then I look over at Palmer and I say, okay, let's find Rory.
Let's see, make a perception check.
All right, my perception is great. +1, so that puts my great to a superb. I can't read emotion, but I can find things.
Yeah, I can look at your face. I can see everything that's happening. I cannot parse that information.
It's like LLMs. They might understand a part of it, but the whole picture, they have no idea.
Yeah, so you spot on the porch of this rundown building a man who seems to be in the process of weaving something. Probably a basket, you would guess.
Okay. So we walk down. We're not trying to rush down there or anything. We're not trying to spook him. I yell out, are you Rory?
All right, make a charisma check.
All right. My charisma is good. Rolled a -1 to that, so that puts it to fair.
Okay, I think fair's enough since you're not dressed in a hostile manner.
In an alternate universe, I came into this land with all my gear, arrogant as all heck, and everybody would have hated me.
Yeah. So I think at the distance where you're yelling, it's probably to him too far to yell. So he just sort of gives a hand signal that just says yes. It's not a thumbs up, it's this.
I don't think I know what that means, other than the acknowledgement that he heard me.
Well, you asked who he was, and that's in your kingdom.
Oh, okay.
I'm establishing that this is Fantasyland by saying things are marginally different.
Okay.
It's very important that I make very vague, meaningless adjustments to things.
And then describe them in a video format in a medium that's only going to be in sound.
Yes, this is high art.
Yes. Okay. So,
So high, nobody can see it.
okay. So he definitely saw us, and just going to approach him.
So, like I said, he's weaving something as he produces. And how are you doing?
I say, "Hi, my name's Norman, and this is my squire Palmer. We're here to help out with that mill that helps you out with your grain. We're just here getting to know the locals."
Do you wear anything that indicates that you're a knight?
I feel like he must.
I assume you do, but you want to describe what it would look like?
I think everybody that's a knight would have like a shoulder pad that would be put on them, and it has like a strapping system on it, and that has the emblem of the kingdom.
Works for me.
I'm thinking like cloud, not the metal, but just that look.
I'd like you to make a empathy check then, as you say this.
Okay, let's see if I actually do well at empathy. So my empathy is mediocre, and I roll a -1. So that puts me at poor.
You are just not succeeding at reading people today, so.
No.
Well, I guess that's good for him then. What can I do you for?
Okay, let me think about how I want to talk with this guy. My approach with him is going to be, so I heard that Dilbert Miller isn't exactly the most pleasant person to work with.
Make a charisma check since you're kind of switching tacks here.
Okay, so charisma is good. -2, so that puts me at mediocre.
Oh, well, if that's your assessment, that's your assessment. I wouldn't want to argue with a man of your stature.
I appreciate that. So mostly what I'm worried about is, obviously it seems like his output through his mill is definitely looks like it might be affecting you. I don't mean any offense by that, but I just want to see if you might know of the water nymphs that are angry, or anybody that's would want to sabotage the mill and by extension your farm.
I'm going to give you another charisma check now that you're kind of pushing for a specific thing.
Okay. So for hopefully a better roll this time, my charisma is good. Hey, I got a mediocre, so I stay at good. This is the best I've done so far communicating.
And let's make another empathy check to go with this.
Already. Empathy is mediocre +1, so that puts me at fair.
All right, you can tell that as he starts to speak, that what he's saying is something he believes, whether or not it's correct or not. So he says, I don't know anything about anything like that. What I figure, it's the ghost of his old man. I think he killed him, wanted the money.
Back when his father was the one in charge, I heard that he was far less money hungry and making sure that everybody that was working with him was getting a good deal, it sounded like.
He was a good man. Helped me get this farm together.
Okay. Well, it's unfortunate that it seems like the new leadership for the mill seems not as friendly. But if you by chance come across anything weird happening, whether it's the nymphs or bandits that might try to benefit from this disruption for the milling process, please get a hold of me or my squire.
Of course, as you say, sir.
Okay. And I will leave you back to your basket weaving.
So you walk away comfortable in the knowledge that you did not tell him how to find you if you did want to hear from him again.
Maybe Palmer will step in and correct that.
Yeah, I think Palmer will sort of lag behind just long enough to do his job as your squire and then catch back up to you.
Okay. Now, is there anyone else that we should talk with? About what time of the day are we at now with everything that we've done?
Let's see, I had said in the previous episode that you were leaving for this farm a little before noon. So I'd say it's gotten to be just slightly after noon. Obviously you don't have precise time telling, but
Right. I think next, I thought I wrote it down. There was when I first got into the village, the person that I told about the villagers that were attacked that were traveling, I forget what his title was.
you can call him the watch captain or the guard captain. Either one is correct.
So I think we should make our way to talk with the watch captain. He'll know his town far superior than most average people and see what we can help him with or potentially direct him if need be.
Okay, so you're headed to the watch captain. Are you going to just pull over on the side of the trail and have your lunch?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what we packed. What did our squire pack for us?
I would guess that you're just going with things that stay preserved fairly well while also being reasonably palatable. You weren't planning on any like big treks, so you didn't have to go for like straight up hardtack, but probably I would guess bread, obviously, and then maybe some dried meat.
Okay, so yeah, absolutely. We grab our dried meat and a little bit of bread, and then I think we'll probably sit down and watch the farms, just take in the beauty of that surrounding.
Okay, make a perception check and an empathy check.
Alrighty, so my perception is fair +1, so that puts me at good. And empathy is also fair. Wow, +3, so that puts me at superb. I'm feeling emotions.
Okay, so with your perception, you can see that most of the farms are just kind of finishing up their gathering. They're pretty much, at least in this area, pretty much good to go. So they've moved on to doing other things to probably help make ends meet or to improve the quality of their farm, like trying to move stones out, that sort of thing.
Okay, so we're at the time of the year where they've yielded pretty much what they can.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is when they would be milling. So this is like just after the big amount of harvesting is done.
Okay.
So you can actually see where some of it is piled up and tried to be kept out of the elements.
And this is far before we had what we would consider modern farming as far as having the silos for grain.
Yeah. And then with your empathy check, you can tell that your Squire Palmer is having his own set of thoughts about how things are going, which are not aligned with your everything's going pretty good state of mind.
Penny for your thoughts, Palmer?
Go ahead and make a charisma check.
I can't wait to fail this. Okay,
It'd be
charisma
so
is
funny.
good. Oh, +1. So that puts me at great.
Just some things I've been thinking. Sure does seem like the town's on edge, and they sure don't like this Miller. He's, I'd say, even if he gets it up and running again once we clear out of here, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a knife in the back.
Yeah, but our main job here is to make sure that the mill process works. As far as the character of the man running it, that's not exactly, while I agree with you, it's not exactly what we're here to fix.
Of course, just a mite concerned that some people might decide to make it more difficult. You can imagine say someone decides the easiest way to get rid of him is to make sure the mill isn't an option anymore. It's always easier to break things than to build them.
That's very true. And while it would be an inconvenience, they could always take their grain further out to get it processed.
And this Rory, I get the impression he's got something a bit more than just a general grievance in terms of thinking that this Miller killed his father. That seems to be a more deeply held belief than just an anger about prices, just my estimation. I'd say you've got enough empathy that you can kind of read between the lines what he's saying. He's just kind of making the point that regardless of whether anything these people are saying is correct or not, because your job is kind of to manage the peace here, just the fact that all these people, in his estimation, are pretty unhappy with this, it could be building up to a problem. Whether or not you need to go investigate any of this, that's a different matter. I think everything you get from Palmer is that he's looking at this as a tactical situation more so than a investigative or anything like that. He's just going like, this is what I'm seeing.
And did we find out how long Dilbert's been in charge of the mill?
I don't remember anyone said, but I think someone probably should have. I'd say it's been probably like a little over a month, and the mill stopped working just into this harvest. So, like, a couple people got some of their stuff milled, and then it stopped. It's like just enough for him to establish, yes, I really am charging these higher prices.
All right, Palmer. You make some excellent points, and we'll make sure to see if we can figure this out one way or another. I think after we're done eating, let's go talk with the watch captain, see what he has to say.
Head into town. I'd like you to make perception and empathy checks again, just to see what you notice as you're walking through town and to see how quickly you find him.
All right. So starting with perception, fair. Okay, I rolled a +2, so that puts it at great. And empathy, correct?
Yeah, I'm letting you roll this again because Palmer kind of put you on to the idea that things are not as idyllic as you had first assumed.
Okay. So empathy's at fair. Okay, I rolled a -1 on that one, so mediocre.
This guy. So you're still not really picking up exactly what Palmer's seen, but you manage to locate the captain fairly quickly, and you start heading over as he's got some younger men he's instructing on, like, I need you guys to go out there and, gather the cart, gather these things. This is the party he's going to send out. They have spears. I would say they're probably not as well made as yours, but a spear is a spear to an extent, so
Right. Okay, so we go up to the watch captain. Do we have a name for him, or we're just calling him watch captain?
he gave you his name. It is Barton Nash.
So I go up to him and say, "Hey Nash, we're just here to check up on you."
I have no idea what voice I did for him. Well, that's good. Just giving the boys here their assignment. We'll get that cart back here and distribute the potatoes fairly. There aren't any living relatives to give them to, so we'll just be distributing them through the town evenly.
That's very fair of you.
It's part of the founding rules of the town.
All right. You mind if I pick your brain for a little bit?
Of course, just would you mind if I finished up here first?
Absolutely.
All right, and I think that's a good place to close it with you about to interrogate or talk to this guy.
Talk to. I'm a nice guy. I'm an idiot, but I'm nice. Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed the fourth episode of season 6 of the Die Again podcast. Did Dilbert Miller kill his own father? Norman has his doubts about what's going on in the village. Let's find out more information by talking with Barton Nash. We at the Die Again podcast love hearing your thoughts, so drop your comments wherever you're tuning in from. Also, don't forget to follow us on X, Threads, and Blue Skies. Just search for Die Again podcast, all one word. Bye. Let me just get the table from the other game.
Oh, don't worry, I misplaced my note card with all my
Every time.
stats on it.